Overcome the obsessive, intrusive thoughts about your ex. After a breakup, your mind is hijacked by your ex. All you can think of is what they're doing, who they're with, are they happy, do they think about you, and all that stuff. The reason for that being is that rejection breeds obsession. The fact that they left you makes you obsessed with them. Now, I'm going to go deeper in today's session into why you feel the way you do, not just that rejection breeds obsession. Also, there is more psychological reasons for that, which we will cover. And I'm going to reveal to you a two-step formula that will take you about 3 weeks to complete in order for you to get over the obsessive, intrusive thoughts forever. And you will be able to apply this formula for everything in your life later on. So be ready, take notes, because this video is going to help you a lot. I'm Coach Goldman, your relationship and breakup coach. And like I said, number one, you will need to raise your awareness. Now, even before you can raise your awareness, let's just dive a little bit deeper as to why you're so obsessed, why your mind and your heart are hijacked and you cannot think for yourself. Everything is just, you're like magnetized into just thinking about them. And two reasons. I'm going to give you a psychological reason for that rejection breeds obsession, because we don't like to be rejected. We want to be accepted. When we live in tribes, in all days we live in tribes, being exiled or being rejected from the tribe meant that we can die. That was the meaning of that. We can die. Now, our primitive mind is still operating in this way sometimes, and this is just a part of it. This is the remainings of our primitive, of the thoughts that we used to have, that we can die if we're rejected, which today, welcome to the 21st century, this is not the truth. This is not the case. So with that said, you understand that there is just a part of your brain that think that. This is number one. Number two is that we don't like to lose. We don't like to lose. When you lose, your mind is just constantly thinking about ways to win. So in your mind, your obsessive and intrusive thoughts are going to directions of how can I fix it? How can I could have done it better? So you try to fix it in your mind to find a solution to make sense of it. This is why you cannot let it go. Maybe also your ex left you abruptly. Maybe they cheated on you, monkey branched, or rebound into another relationship right after your relationship, which makes it harder for you to cope with the loss, because you say, not that I just lose my partner, but I lost my partner for someone else. Does this person better than me? And there is all this stuff. I made a bunch of videos on monkey branching, rebound relationships. If you haven't watched them and you're new to my channel, visit my channel. You will get much greater understanding on why they did it and how you can handle it in the most healthy way. Now, for you to overcome your obsessive and intrusive thoughts, you need to, first of all, the step one is to raising your awareness. This will be also week one. You got to make note of the obsessive and intrusive thoughts. Every time they're coming, every time you're thinking about them, you need to write them down. First things first, note the date and time. Let's say now it's 9:44. I'm just going to give you an example here. Let's write it down. 9:44. Today is September, excuse my beautiful handwriting, September 25th. So this is what you're writing down. If you do it on your phone, it will be much nicer. Now, number two is note the emotion that you feel. It can be sadness, anxiety, or anger, whatever it is. 9:44, let's say that I feel sad. Let's go with sad. Now, number three, note the thought. When you write down the thought, don't identify yourself with it. Okay? Just don't give an I am statement that I am this or that. Just the thought. I am having the thought. So you say, I am having the thought. Okay. Now, what thought do you have? I'm having the thought of what they're doing. what my ex is doing. Okay, that's it. Now you're gonna note number 4, the most important one, last but not least. Note the action, what you do or don't do as a result of this situation. So let's say I feel sad. I am having the thought about what my ex might be doing right now, or if she thinks about me. And the action is going back to bed. Going to bed. Okay, going back to bed. Think about this for a second. We will dive deeper so you can get a better understanding, but I just wanted to give you a quick example. So when you say to yourself, this is the time, and I'm thinking, I'm feeling, you just note your emotion, then you write down what you're thinking, what is the thought that is correlated with this core emotion that you're currently feeling right now, and what you do or don't do. So I go back to bed, I don't go to the gym. And you say what you do, what you don't do. Then the second step, which is very important. And by the way, I really want you to take note to a number, in the first week, at the end of the first week. So let's just do this like this. At the end of the first week, I want you to start looking at all of the thoughts and emotions and the times where you feel the most sad or the most anxious. And I want you to draw a line and recognize when you feel the most sad, when you feel the most anxious. What are the dominating emotions that you're feeling? It might be not just sadness or anxiety or anger, like whatever it will be for you. So at the end of the first week, write down everything. Draw a line in between all of the dominating thoughts. You will be able to recognize them, and you will see, I am most sad in the morning. I wake up around 10, whatever. And then you're going to see around lunch, I'm thinking about them again. And then I feel sad, I feel anxiety. At night, I feel anger. So you start recognizing the patterns. You see the patterns, the behavioral and thought and emotional patterns that you are moving through. And then you say to yourself, okay, now you will be ready for them, because morning, I'm going to feel sad. Afternoon, I'm going to feel probably maybe stress or anxiety. Late night, anger. So you are prepared to meet the emotion and to meet the thought and know what actions you usually take or don't take. Then, when you understand the pattern, this is where you go to week 2, to phase number 2, step number 2, cognitive restructuring through action. You got to reframe the thoughts, and map up a new emotional state. You're going to write down the thoughts that you used to think, the feelings you used to feel, and you reverse them. I want to think about, I don't know, like whatever. Instead of thinking about what your ex is doing, you think about what you are going to do next. For example, what you want to feel, instead of sad, you probably want to feel happy. So you say happy and think about myself. Then you're going to write down what actions you need to take to get you there, because you can't think your way into positive thought. You must act your way there. I'm going to emphasize it again. I'm going to repeat it for the sake of emphasis. You can't think your way into positive thought. You must act your way there. You can't just sit and chant or meditate yourself into positive thought. It will be so hard, especially in your situation. Sometimes when you're more elated and in a better emotional state, you can. But in your specific situation after a breakup, when you're dealing with obsessive, intrusive thoughts, you must act your way into positive thinking. So then you say to yourself, what do I need to do? What is the thing that I need to do? For me, it was a lot of gym. Every time I thought I had this intrusive thought about her, I went to the gym, or I cooked for myself. This is the therapeutic things that I used to do. Or I used to draw just a little bit. all kind of things. By the way, if you need help with that, in the Rise of the Phoenix, my online healing coaching program, I am walking you through how to do that, and I'm giving you much more examples and things on how you can actually do it, and all kind of therapeutic things that you can do. So if you want to check out my program, the link in the description below. Also, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, book a call with me, the link in the description below. And one more thing that I want to say, if you need extra help and you want to join my online healing community for free, it's on Facebook, the Rise of the Phoenix online healing community. The link, of course, in the description below as well. And you can join there. We are a beautiful, like-minded community that supports each other, because you're not alone in this. Now, what you need to do, this is where you really need to hone in on your actions. Then on week 3, this is where you see how far you've come. Throughout week 2, you will have to start saying to yourself what you need to do and do it. What you need to do and do it. Because if you don't, what will happen? You will fall back. You will fall back. This is why people keep on having intrusive, obsessive thoughts, and they are looping. They are looping. In order for you to break the loop, to break the cycle, you got to break it with action. You must break it with action. You cannot break it any other way. Believe me, I tried everything with my clients, and I tried it, of course, with myself. I know what works. I read a lot of papers and articles about it as well, about cognitive behaviors, how to restructure, how to change, all of that. And this is the conclusion. I just saved you a lot of time. Just believe me and do the work. When you do it, you will get to where you need to go quicker, much, much quicker. So you need to take the action. Then on week 3, like I said, you are going to do week 1 again. On week 3, you're going to do week 1 again. You're going to note date and time, and when you have obsessive or intrusive thoughts again, if you have them. That's the thing. If you have them, because I don't think you will have them. If you still do, that's all right. Then you're going to compare week 3 to week 1, and you're going to see how far you've come. This is just rhymed. You're going to compare week 3 to week 1, and you're going to see how far you've come. Exactly. When you do that, then you say, wow, progress. This is a personal development work post breakup that you must do. Then you're going to build much more self-confidence. Your self-esteem will rise. Everything within you will shine, because you say to yourself, look at this. I was just so magnetized to my ex, and look at me now. You're going to love yourself, because this is the self-work that I'm talking about all the time. Now you know what to do when you have obsessive, intrusive thoughts. If you need extra help, link in the description below for everything else that you need, my friend. I'm sending you love and healing, and I will see you again in my next video. Adios.